Ivy and Bone. Written by R.L. Perez. Narrated by Krys, Janae, and Zachary Johnson.
Mutiny. Cyrus. With a brush of his power, Cyrus felt the air change. It wasn't alarming or explosive. In fact, if he'd been otherwise preoccupied, he might have missed the subtle shift of the wind, the whispers that lingered as Cyrus walked past the rivers of the Underworld. Something was growing. Waiting. Watching. Though his magic made no outward appearance, it still burned in his bones, an ever-present entity that fed him information and heightened his senses. Cyrus kept his head held high. The crown of bones settled comfortably atop his silver hair, marking him as the ruler of this domain. The cool babble of the river Styx soothed him, reminding him of all he possessed. He peered into its silver depths, finding the wispy souls floating from within. An echo of their sorrow nagged at his mind, tugging at something deep inside that he'd tried to squash for so long. Loneliness. Yes, he was powerful, but he was also utterly and completely alone. This was a necessity, though. He couldn't afford to trust anyone. Trust led to vulnerability and betrayal. But that didn't mean he had to like his isolated lifestyle. Constantly monitoring his brothers, overseeing the rivers, trusting nothing and no one but himself and his own magic. The burden weighed heavily on him, and sometimes a tiny part of his mind wished there was someone else to help him carry it. Cyrus continued patrolling the rivers, ensuring all the assigned guardians were in place. His older brother, Romanos, surveyed the river Styx, nodding grimly to Cyrus as he passed. Romanos learned long ago not to test Cyrus, and he was one of the few princes who quickly adapted. As such, Cyrus had no reason to torment him like he did the others. Romanos was obedient. He followed orders. The others were not so wise. Even though Cyrus was the youngest of 6 princes of Hell, he possessed enough power to rule over the realm and force his older brothers and his father into submission. But his power came with a price. He was bound to the mortal realm. He thought of the enchanted grimoire that bound him, and he ground his teeth. That book served as a gate between the underworld and mortal realm, hidden somewhere in the land of the living. His one weakness. It was a fair trade, Cyrus thought. Yes, he was connected to that wretched world of humans. But if it meant more power, he would have made the trade all over again, even if it meant spending an eternity alone. Yes, it was worth it. But as often as Cyrus thought the words, he believed it.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?